Welcome back to Sleepless Nights with Melanie and Catalina. Today we're talking about study habits for all you students that are probably cramming for an exam, test, or quiz for tomorrow, which is Friday. Today is currently November 9th, 2017, which is a Thursday.
Oh.
If you didn't know.
So today we're going to talk about study habits.
Yeah. First topic, music. So, I can't really study with music. It's
I can.
great for you. I mean, like, it's either I listen to the music and, like, probably waste my phone battery. Probably just do that, like, cancel out the music and just do my homework, or I can't do my homework and I listen to the music and then I end up doing nothing the whole entire night.
I don't get distracted by music very much. It kind of just helps me concentrate, block out other noise. Because I can multitask a lot, so it's not like... She can't chew gum and walk at the same time.
Sure.
She just can't.
Yeah.
Are you one of those people where when you're typing an essay, and you're listening to music, you start typing and you're like, the French Revolution was that, and then you go, whoa, oh, Mona Lisa, and you start typing the song lyrics?
Yeah, most likely. I had I think it was in like 4th or 3rd grade, we got these whiteboards and we had to do like this question on it and we had to write it down on the paper afterwards. So I'm like, okay, simple enough. So I had the whiteboard, right, and then I had the fat expo marker and then a fat permanent marker next to it, which is a really bad idea if you did not know. So there was music in the background, I'm just playing music, and I had the expo marker in my hand, and I wrote down the problem. I don't know what it was, but let's just pretend it's like 2 + 2 equals ? And then I got the answer, and I erased it all, and I put down the marker, and then without me knowing, I grabbed up the permanent marker, and it was like Someone Like You from Adele, and it was like writing down the problem again, and then on the bottom of it, I'm like, never mind, I'll find someone like you. And then I realized after that, it was red. And I did not have a red expo marker. So, I tried to erase it, and it was permanent. So...
Point is, if you can't study with music, don't do it. But if you can, there's always things you can do. Like, I'm not gonna do math and then start listening to punky music or screamo, because I'm not gonna have screaming in my ear while I'm trying to focus on a problem.
I mean, you could.
I'm not gonna judge you if you do. I don't personally do it. For math, I normally use classical music. For example, if you're doing Spanish homework or you're studying for a Spanish test, you can listen to Spanish music like...
Nice.
Yeah. It's all in... El cohete. It's all in Spanish. So you kind of see words, you get the pronouns. Kind of helps you.
Yeah. Especially if you're a Spanish speaker.
I think music with words that can work... It's like listening to a song, like mostly in Spanish, or you were taught like, amos, an, or if you have Miss Matsko. Or if you have Miss Matsko,
Embador Sonoya 4.
They're in a musical tone, and if you're auditory, then you kind of learn better with that. But if
Yeah.
you're not, it might not work for you, and you might get distracted.
Yeah.
Like she does. Second topic is memorization.
Can you do it?
I cannot.
I can.
I can't memorize anything for the life of me. How do you do it?
I mean, basically what happens to me is like, again, math. Actually, no, let's not use math.
History?
Writing, history, ELA, vocabulary. Just, I'd say I'm trying to get the word,
Flabbergasted.
Flabbergasted, which means kind of like surprised, very like, whoa! So let's say I had a really like lengthy, definition. So I would most likely just look at it, go over and over again in my head until I kind of like get the definition and the word together as one. So then I go to someone and be like, hey, can you tell me this word and I'll tell you the definition, or vice versa. And they were like, okay. And then it'll be like, flabbergasted. And I'll be like, to be surprised. So if I don't get it, I'll just go over and over again until I memorize it, which is a process.
I just feel like memorization is kind of stupid because I can remember something for like 5 minutes and then I forget it completely. Or I have a really bad memory and when I'm put on the spot, I can't remember it. They can be like, flabbergasted, what's the definition now? And I'll go,
To have a potato?
I can't do it. I've tried flashcards. I've tried looking at it over again. The only way I can kind of memorize it, this connects back into music, if I put it in a song form.
Makes sense. I mean, like, I can also remember that. But
Ambador Sonoya por.
bing, bing, bing. Could have been, should have been, would have been.
May
May have been. I'm so wrong. One of us got it wrong. Like, flashcards work because you see the word and then you flip it over and things. And then you see the, what am I saying? The definition. So it kind of works because you see the word and you try to remember that, and then you can try to kind of see the other side, because that's kind of like how it works. I don't have a photographic memory, but I kind of have one.
Lucky
Like,
goose.
if I think really hard, I can actually kind of see what I wrote for something, for like a vocabulary word. Flabbergasted, to be surprised.
Congratulations.
I don't have a photographic memory that I can be like, oh, what happened yesterday? I saw a goose flying in the air. It probably looked like a kid's drawing in my head, to be honest.
Aw.
Be like a circle, line, circle, wing, wing. So.
Lots of classes need memorization for vocabulary words or tests or specific dates. Like Alexander Hamilton was born in 1779. I don't know. You can't grasp at that, and then after you like finish the test and you're out of the classroom, you kind of just forget it all in 2 seconds. Speaking of classes, today's podcast is sponsored by Mr. Allen's 5B Study Skills class. Thank you so much for sponsoring us.
I mean, it's an honor.
That segue though.
Yeah, right. I think we're on to our last topic.
It's our last topic.
It is. Organized notes. That's something we both agree on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just something nice to see. Because it's all in, like, little organized topics. Just nice.
You have the title, and then you have notes, and then you bullet it, and then you highlight the important things.
Yeah. I don't use the highlighter that much, but I usually underline it or, like, put, like, little stars next to it if it's really important. Or maybe use, like, a really bright color, like orange, and just be like, star. It means it's important. I usually have, like, different, like, what are they called? Like, bullet points and whatnot. Like, yeah. Like, for like, vocabulary, if I'm doing it for science, and I have vocabulary I have to do, I usually name it, like, with a star. So when I see a star, I think, oh, it's vocabulary. If it's a bullet point, it's just like notes. If it's a line, it's under the notes. So it's part of the notes, but it's not so important.
I use highlighters, so every class is kind of color-coded. Let's say for writing lab, I use blue and purple. For science, I use green and yellow. So I associate those colors with that class.
I do that too.
Or I draw little pictures, and I'm like, whoa, this equals a volcanic eruption, and I put, like, I don't know, explosion plus volcano, and then equals volcanic eruption, and then I remember things easier.
Oh, that could work, like little icons.
Yeah. Also, everything just has to look neat, because if everything is disorganized, my eyes don't know what to focus on.
Yeah, it's true.
So then you're just like, but this was here, and then this was here, and then you have, like, vocab over here, and then, like, notes over here, and then the title here, and you're just like, what am I looking at?
Sometimes I use different colors because, I have, like, a pen this period, and then I just switch it up for, like, the other parts of the notes. But sometimes that really, really, like, distracts me, and it's really weird. Because first it's in blue, then it's in purple, then it's in orange, and I think orange is the most important because it's the most bright. So I'm like, is orange the most important thing, or is it the less important thing? What's wrong with me?
This is why highlighters are good.
Yeah, true. Very, very true.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't care to want them. I actually do have a makeup bag all the time, but I just don't use it.
Give them to me then.
I have a box full of highlighters.
Wowzers.
Uh,
You don't have to spend a lot of time organizing your notes and making them pretty because again, underlining or highlighting doesn't take very long. But of course, don't focus on making your notes so pretty. It's like DIY beauty guru status where it's like fancy cursive for the title and like very neat script. Don't do that.
bold for the title.
That's going
Fountain pen.
That's going to waste a lot of time. If you have that time, then sure.
Do whatever.
Do it by me, but personally, I'm not gonna carry around a fountain pen every time I need to write a title in my notes.
Ink will go everywhere.
Ink will go everywhere.
Unless, like, you have, like, extreme OCD and you can't draw a line because if there's, like, one little dent, you're like, I have to resolve it. What am I gonna do with my life? So just, whatever floats your boat. Is that the thing?
Yeah, whatever floats your boat.
I think that's it, isn't it?
Again, all these study habits are things we do or can't do. They're not really recommendations, they're not really, you have to do it or else you're wrong. Because of course that's not how life works. If you can study with music, study with music. If you can't, don't.
Yeah.
If you can memorize things, memorize things. If you can't, don't. Find another way to study.
You're just wasting your time if you're, like, doing something that you cannot do. Just find your own thing. If this does not work for you, it's fine. It's just our little, like, preferred things to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Listen,
It's-
bud.
Whatever you want.
If you want to... What's another study habit we haven't...
If you like to memorize things while doing exercise, sure.
Sure. If
I
you-
memorized one thing. Yay! 10 sit-ups. Woo!
If you
I'm
do
getting
that,
abs.
if you do that, then sure. If you're a person that's like, well, I'm gonna draw little pictures and then that's how I'm gonna memorize, do it by me. If you're a person who's like, I'm gonna study keywords, and then when I see them in the definition, I know it goes with this. Fine by me.
Or there's one thing that I sometimes rarely do, but just if I do have food next to me, I'll try to memorize something as best as I can. And if I can and I memorize it completely, I take one chip, eat it.
And we have a fun time.
It's like a prize. If you really have a really hard test, and it's just like, I need to memorize this by, like, tonight, then sure, you can give yourself a prize by eating one chip once you get something. Or, like,
And please,
ice cream.
students, studying the night before of a test is the worst thing you can do.
Yeah, unless you can memorize things really well and that's what helps you, then
There is no unless. It is still bad. It is still a bad habit. If you know you have a test 3 weeks before, study it 3 weeks before the test. Because we know for sure that is the worst thing you can do and you're completely gonna forget everything.
It's better to study ahead of time because you start to memorize things slowly and you have your own time, at your own leisure and whatnot. Unlike studying for a test the night before, you don't have a like certain amount of time, and you have that amount of time.
You're over here just going,
To
ah!
what's 2 plus 2?
It's 53! Wait, no!
It's 4.
Don't do that.
Just don't.
We beg of you.
The most stressful moments of my life were when you went into like your third grade math class, and they gave you those multiplication tests. They're just like 1 minute to finish front and back. There are 100 questions, and you're like.
Yeah, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, and you start like rushing them.
Yeah, but then the person in front of you's like, I'm done. You're like, I'm on that question too. So just don't. So.
That's all what we have for today. Thank you for joining us on Sleepless Nights. I hope you have a good day. I hope you do well on your tests. And I hope you overall do really good in school. Thanks for watching.
Bye.
I told you I was looking for some empathy. Well, you fooled me. Just a touch and a thought and I was gone. And now someone's gonna get to know the better you when I was supposed to. Oh, why did it have to be you? I guess now the next time there's an opportunity, I'll tread more carefully. My heart's running out of sellotape.